Welcome to my video on where to position as main tank on Temple of Anubis. Now coming out of spawn, you can either go right or left, but you never want to go right. The problem is that once you get into this room, there's not much you can do, because if you try to go under here, you're going to put yourself out in the open. And double shield as a comp is about denying a small amount of space. So by walking all the way over here, you're without any shields, you're going to get pressured by the enemy team on high ground. Same thing with going up here. You're going to have to walk while you don't have any shield. And that's just going to put your entire team in danger. It's just so much safer to go left. So try telling your team to go left, and then once you're here, you can put a shield, and then just move over to left. And then you take a fight right here. They're going to be on high ground, and you can just fight them over here, and just try to push them back towards point. Once you push them back towards point, you can put a shield here. Fight them if you're up, and you should go on point. Fight them over here, and use this wall as natural cover and if your shield breaks. And just go from there. It's just, on attack you always want to go left. It's really that simple. On defense, you always want to set up right here. And they're going to either come from left or right, but they're probably going to go right eventually, even if they come out from left. So your job is to make sure they stay out in the open as long as possible with a pull. But if they get to go right, then you have to rotate over here and take a fight. The only thing to be wary about is anybody on high ground over here, and all you have to do is make sure you stay in this area. If the people from the right decide to push and they break your shield, then you're gonna have to rotate over here, but if they have someone on high ground, then you have to rotate back to point. The thing is, playing Orisa and dealing with both the high ground and the right side is too hard. Your shield is just not gonna be able to cover both. The people from right side are gonna feel like they have an advantage and they're gonna push you, so it's just better to fall down to point. The only exception to that is if you have a Sigma that can constantly shield their Widow. Is good enough to do that, but I don't really trust my teammates that much, so I'll just move back to point. If they decide to go left, then you can just keep this high ground right here and hopefully get a pick before they go in. There's so much room, so much time for you to do, so it's just up to your team to do well enough. If they decide to go under, then you can put a shield here, fight them. If they're taking point, then you're gonna have to fall down and fight here. If they go high ground, which I have not seen any team do since double shield started, then you have to rotate either here and go in here for cover, or over here and use this wall as cover. Either case you should be fine, just cause you're so protected in these two corners that there's nothing they can really do, because they're gonna have to be out in the open. So that's first point. Now on to second point. So on second point, there are three ways to attack them. You can either go main, left, or right. Going right is a little weird. You can't really take this attack because putting a shield down here leaves no shield for anybody up here, and your entire team is super clumped together, so your supports will not have the space they need to heal the team. And the other way to attack from here is to take this left side approach, but doing this is not too much different from taking main. The benefit you get is your shield doesn't break as quickly because you don't have to have multiple shields, they're not shooting you from here. But it's so much more open that might as well just go main if you're going to do that. It's quicker to go main anyways. My favorite approach is to go left. They can shoot you from here, but it's a very small amount of time and you can put a shield. Your team will be protected. And then you take a fight over here, and it's that linear fight that double shield really likes, or just Orisa in particular really likes. They'll just be right in front of you and you can go to town on them. So on attack you can go main, but I would only do it if you're up something and you have the advantage, you have some ult advantage and you want to rush them. Otherwise I would always go left. On defense, you initially set up here, you fight them if they come down main, or if they go right side, then you have to take a fight closely, pressure them, but they're probably going to walk up anyways, and then you have to take a fight over here. There's really not much room on second point defense, for you to take any crazy positions. If they decide to go left, then you just hold this corner and you'll be fine because you have all these walls of cover. You're either going to have a shield here, or a shield here. It's just, you have to stay on point and keep pressuring it. If you want to kill stragglers, you can move up here, but that's only if your team is confident in their ability to just keep spawn camping them, essentially. Don't take this position unless your team is with you. So to recap, on first point attack, you want to go left, put a shield here, make sure your team goes this way, then take a fight here, try to move them back towards point. Once you're on point, take a fight here if you're not up one. If you are up one, then you can move on point and then fight them here and win the fight. On defense, you start here, and they're probably going to go right. So when they go right, you take a shield here, fight them. If they push you back, you either fall back here, or you fall back to point, depending on if someone's on high ground. If someone's on high ground, then you have to move back towards point. If nobody's on high ground, but they're still pressuring you too much from the right side, then you can move back to point as well. If they decide to go through here, then you have to try to get a pick before they go onto point. But if they do go onto point, then you can take a fight here. And if they're capping it, then you move down to point like this. If they decide to go high ground, then you move all the way back to point in this area or in this area using this cover. On second point attack, you can go main or right side. Right side is better if you only have Orisa shield, not Sigma shield, and your shield is breaking too quickly. But for both, you want to go if you're up one, if you have a pick. Otherwise, it's best to go left side, put a shield here, make sure your team goes all the way left side, and then take a fight here. On defense, you want to start here. If they go main, then you just fight them, and same with left side, you rotate back here, fight them like this. If they go right side, then you initially start here, and then move back over here. That's my video on where to position as main tank on Temple of Anubis. Be sure to like, dislike, comment, and subscribe, and tell me how to make these videos better.